One of the things I've done as the mayor is speak to other mayors of other great cities around the world. And all of them have impressed upon me that actually when you're the mayor, it's more of a marathon rather than a sprint. But we've managed to achieve a lot in the first 100 days. I mean, the key thing for me was to make Londoners have confidence that mayors can do stuff. It's not simply a question of acting like a buffoon and trying to be funny and witty, but actually it's about doing stuff that will improve the quality of your life. So from housing, the housing challenge is massive. I mean, when you look at the pipeline in relation to the numbers of homes given permission, it's quite frankly scary. So the way it works is this. Last year, 4,000 homes were built that were affordable. But you look forward in relation to what's in the pipelines, from permission being given to something being built, roughly speaking, 2 years. And the bad news is last year only 13% of homes were given permission that were affordable. That should worry all of us, because actually it's not simply porters, cleaners, nurses, bus drivers who can't afford to live in London, as problematic as that is. It's also junior doctors, chief executives, startups who can't afford to live in London. So big challenge. That's why Homes for Londoners is so important. We also already do work on transport. Boris Johnson tried and failed to have a night tube. I'm pleased to say on August the 19th, the night tube will be a reality with a 24-hour tube service on the Central Line and the Victoria Line. Boris Johnson in the end gave up. By the end of this year, we'll have a further 3 lines with a night tube. Over the last 8 years, every January, as day follows night, you pay an increase in the TfL fares. Over the last 8 years, gone up by 42%. I'll be the first mayor who will freeze TfL fares, not just next year, but over the course of the next 4 years, which means 7 million commuters will get a complete freeze over their fares, and 96% of commuters in London will see some savings to their public transport fares. So we've made progress already in transport. We've made progress in relation to safety. I'm pleased to announce that every ward in London, every neighbourhood in London, by the end of next year, will have a named police officer in their ward on top of the other officer and community support officer. By the end of this year, 60% of wards will be covered. I asked Lord Toby Harris to undertake a terror preparedness review to make sure we're ready to deal with, God forbid, a terror incident in London. Really important to keep Londoners safe. Other areas, we've started work on the city's first ever cultural enterprise zone, and I'll be announcing the borough that gets that title later on this year. We've also made plans in relation to air quality. We have some of the most dangerous air in the world here in London. I've launched the most ambitious air quality plans which people have responded to. We need to clean up the air in London, from bringing forward maybe the date for the ultra low emission zone, to extending the area, to having clean buses, to having more information available to the public. I published a gender pay audit for City Hall, the first time any mayor has done so in the history of the mayoralty. And we've got plans to make sure we address some of the big issues facing our city. So 100 days, a lot done, a lot more to do over the next 4 years.